I take my text this evening from the 24th chapter of Mother Goose and from the book of old Mother Hubbard, reading from the first to the fourth verse. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor doggie a bone, but when she came there, the cupboard was bare, so the poor little doggie had none. Ah, my friends, can't you picture this poor old widow lady as she sits alone in her humble cottage? An old weather-beaten cottage that could hardly be called a home, but it was all she had, all she had. A poor defenseless widow left alone in this cruel world, a world full of sorrow and tribulation. She must have been a widow, for there's nothing ever said of a Mr. Hubbard. No, not one single word is ever mentioned of a Mr. Hubbard. Where he is, no one knows. But this poor old woman is too proud to ask her neighbors for aid. So here she is, all alone, with no company except her little dog. Just an old, mangy, flea-bitten dog. A pooch that knew nothing of this sin-ridden world. A pooch that knew nothing except it was hungry. All it wanted was a little bone to chew on. Just an old, common, everyday bone. I can see Mrs. Hubbard there now as she rose from her chair to go get her doggie a bone. Her aged old body could hardly travel the distance to the kitchen. Her withered old hands clutched tightly to her cane as she toddled along. Oh, my friends, what a sad picture that must have been. The dog, with gladness in his heart, gave out a friendly bark as she opened the cupboard door. But when she came there, the cupboard was bare, so the poor little doggie had none. Ah, my good people, what a sad disappointment for that little helpless pooch. My good people here tonight, if you have a dog at home and have been unkind to it, I want you to come up here and take my hand and say, Brother Wells, from now on, I'm going to give my dog a little more consideration. When it is thirsty, I will give it drink. And when it is hungry, I will give it food. And remember, my friend, someday you too may be in the doghouse.